Coming in at number 44 on our 2024 Locked On Senators NHL draft rankings is a rare case. A Russian in the USHL, Matvei Gridin, is just dominant. 83 points, Pillsy. This guy led the entire league in points.
Yeah, he really showed out in the USHL this season. I mean, anytime you can lead a league in points, you know you're having yourself a good season. And Gridin is able to do this, Ross, because he's a dual threat here. He's able to pass, he's able to shoot, he keeps goalies guessing, and he's racking up the points. In 60 games, he had 38 goals and 45 assists. He also had 5 points in 8 playoff games, and he will be attending University of Michigan next season. So he's on a great path.
He's on a great path, and not only that, but he's the type of player that when I pulled up his highlight reel on YouTube, I was like, man, this guy's fun. Like, he makes hockey so much fun and exciting in the offensive zone. He challenges guys one-on-one. He's like, you can't get the puck from me. And boom, he makes 2-3 moves, and it's still right on his teammate's stick. He can score, but I would argue he's as good of a playmaker as he is a scorer. And when you have 38 goals, that makes it pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's very impressive. And you talk about him being a fun player. If you're watching on YouTube, is he on the ice with a cowboy hat on? This guy is having a good time in Muskegon in the USHL. And he
teammate of our guy, Philip Nordberg, this past season.
Yeah, when I was watching highlights, I saw Nordberg in there as well, so you love to see that. And Ross, he comes from a family of athletes. His dad was actually an Olympic skier, a hockey coach, and I believe he's a personal trainer now. So this guy clearly has athletic tendencies in his family. And one thing I like to do, Ross, I'm going to have this an exercise for all USHL players. You look at Gridin, and sure, he led the entire league in points, but I was curious. I was like, I wonder how he did against the top echelon of competition, the USNTDP. So I went through his game logs, Ross, and I looked at all the points he collected up against the top team in the league. He had 14 points in 7 games against the program, 2-point per game pace up against the top players in the country, at least as far as the USHL goes. So pretty impressive for Gridin there.
It's not only impressive what he's done coming over from Russia to North America, but also what his potential could behold. He's 6'1", 182 pounds, classic Russian left wing, right shot, opening up that one-timer. Those offensive instincts take over from there. For the draft rankings, Bob McKenzie is second highest on him at 29, which means the NHL world, they've taken notice of what Gridin's been able to do. We've got Chris Peters at 26, Scott Wheeler down at 37, Corey Pronman at 39, Craig Button at 54, and then elite prospects at 58. So that's an average of 40.4, Pillsy. I'm going to go out on a limb here. First round talent, Matvei Gridin. Somebody's going to take him in the first round, and I think he could. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but let's say 2 years at Michigan, and if it goes as planned, this guy might never even see the AHL.
I don't think that's that crazy, Ross. I think you could be onto it here. Like, there's so much to like about this kid. Like I mentioned, he's a dual threat. He's got creative passing, and then he's got a shot that's effective anywhere in the offensive zone. He likes to play close to the net, and he can handle those battles in front. He's got a good toe drag wrister. He plays both sides of special teams, power play, and the penalty kill. Now, one thing is, he's a little inconsistent defensively. This guy clearly is an offensive player. I mean, he put up 83 points in 60 games. I don't need to emphasize that. It's very obvious there. And he likes to cheat on offense. Even when he was on the penalty kill, Ross, I was watching highlights of him on the penalty kill. They haven't even cleared the puck, and it's a 5-on-3 in his own zone because he's already swerving around at center ice waiting for that dumped puck to come to him and create a chance. Now, when you're an offensive player like this, that's fine. He's backing it up. He's not like your buddy in beer league that just hangs at the blue line. Then when he doesn't get the puck, goes for a change, because he's back checking and he's getting in shot lanes to block shots. So he's one of those offensive players that if it doesn't seem like there's a chance for him to get the puck or for him to have a break, he kind of seems disinterested. But if he's in the mix and close enough to the puck, he's like, ooh, I want that puck. I'll do whatever it takes to get it. But if it's too far away, he's like, someone else will get it and pass it to me. So that's one of those things that maybe Gridin, as he gets to higher competition levels, coaches are going to say, hey, we know you got it offensively, so let's take a work on playing a little harder on the defensive side of the puck too.
Spin zone. He's out there killing penalties, and that means the coach has to trust him to a certain extent. And I think with Gridin, you're just wanting to get that extra stride of explosiveness, I think would be the next step for him. Like, he's fast, he's fast enough, but to me, it's like you like challenging guys one-on-one. Imagine you get an extra step. So if I'm his trainer this summer, and if you said he's coming from a family of strength and conditioning coaches, he's going to be using those fat twitch muscles and making sure that he's coming in guns blazing next year. Imagine him as a winger on Rucker McGroarty's line next year at Michigan. The opportunities are endless, and one team is going to be very happy that Matvei Gridin is theirs following the NHL draft in Las Vegas. Now, as a Senators perspective, Pilsy, where is Gridin for you? How many out of 5 stars?
Ross, I see big offensive potential here. I'm not so sure I take him at number 25, but I love him at number 39. I got 4 stars for Matvei Gridin here. I think if he's available in the second round, Ross, you might even see teams trade up to snag him, like leading the USHL in points, decent size to him, dual threat, plays both sides of special teams. Like, there is a lot to like about this kid, and with a little bit more coaching and time, I think he can fix some of the defensive inconsistencies. This is a great player, in my opinion.
He is my top ranked player, even after all of today's 3 profiles. He's at 43 with the potential, 42 with the potential to even rise a little bit higher. I really am a fan of his game. He's a highlight reel, and he's the type of player that I think you can count on to play pro games and potentially be that middle 6 guy. Hey, even some PK time, Billsy, if he learns how to stay in his own zone during the penalty kill, but we know that he brings it on the power play as well. So Matvei Gridin comes in at number 44 on our Locked On Senators draft rankings. But as I mentioned right off the top, yeah, he'd be a great option for the Sens at 39, but I don't think he's making it past night 1. For more draft profiles, go check us out on YouTube, Locked On Senators.